What's up, everybody? My name is Freeman, 2FreeOG, FreeOG, whatever you want to call me. I told myself I was going to make a match video / vlog for Axe Blackout. The issue is everything was dark and black, and I couldn't film pretty much anything in the dark. So I have this pretty bad excuse of a vlog that I have coming for you very soon, but I want us to do a little introduction to tell you that I know I did a really bad job of vlogging this whole thing. I just didn't want to have this footage sitting around and not post it anywhere. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show the footage that I had filmed before the match, and then we'll do a little breakdown of the stages that we had. In the beginning of the video, I talk a lot about what Axe Blackout is, but I don't get a chance to talk about who the actual sponsors were of Axe Blackout. And without the sponsors, none of this stuff would be possible to put on. So I'm going to do my best to read off the sponsor list that helped put on Blackout E.3. So the sponsor list includes not just guns, Jacob Gray Firearms, PTR Industries, Victos Brand, GSL Technology, Nightfall Optics, Uncoiled Range CPL, Shooters Lane, Axe Shooters, Great Lakes Custom Works, Predator Armor, MDFI Training, and IMAP Studios. I touched on this on the Axe CRC video, but obviously without any of the sponsors, none of this stuff will happen. So if you guys see a sponsor that you guys have heard of before or you haven't heard of them, definitely check them out. I have a link to most of their Instagram pages posted down below in the caption. But so far, here's the video. Watch this first portion, and then we'll come right back with a stage breakdown of each stage that I shot. Thanks for watching. Hey guys, it's me again, FreeOG, back on another video. It's currently 1:50. I was supposed to leave the house in like 10 minutes, and I always do this where I have a match that's very important. I'll wait until last minute to leave the f***ing house. Welcome back to the channel. My name is FreeOG. I have a match called Axe Blackout today out in Mount Pleasant, Michigan at Black Creek Range. And I'm about to get ready to leave. I just panicked and got ready in like 10 minutes because I overslept for one, and then for two, I didn't have anything packed up. So now all my stuff's packed up. I'm ready to go. Let's get the show on the road. Now you may be asking, Freeman, what the hell is Axe Blackout? And why are you making such a big deal to go shoot this match? Let me live, bro. I haven't shot a match in like a couple weeks. Let me f***ing live. Axe Blackout is a version of Axe that requires the match to be completely dark, as you can tell by the name of Blackout. It's a night match based on the same rule sets of Axe, which is American Confederation of Tactical Shooters, except it's their yearly night match they put on around the same time every year. This has been the third match of the last 3 years, and my first time actually going to compete in it. Black Creek Range and Training out in Mount Pleasant, Michigan is a really nice facility from what I hear. I haven't had the chance to go shoot out there before, so this will be the first time I'm doing it. I'm hopefully going to talk to Jeff of Black Creek Range. Jeff Green is the owner, I think the owner of Black Creek Range. I'm gonna see if I can get a little talking portion of Jeff in here somewhere, but Jeff Green is the owner of Black Creek Range, and he hosts a lot of training opportunities as well as some matches out there at Black Creek Range. So it'll be cool to get out there and see what the range actually looks like. But in my case, I'm currently all dressed in as much warm clothing as possible because it's going to be cold outside. But luckily, it's going to be like 60 degrees or 50 degrees, the warmest it's been for the past week. Like if I go to Mount Pleasant right now, it's currently 60 in Mount Pleasant right now. And I think later it's going to be, by the time we start shooting, it'll be like 6 or 7. It'll be like 6 or 7, and it's going to be like 52 or 51 around that time. So yeah, it's not going to be as cold as I thought it was, but I have a whole bunch of stuff on right now that's supposed to keep me warm throughout the day. I preemptively went out and bought a bunch of hand warmers and feet warmers and toe warmers and stuff to keep me warm throughout the match. In case I need it, I have it, but I think today I probably won't need it as much, which is fantastic if you ask me. I'm about to start running my car out to the stuff out to the, I'm running my stuff out to the car. I'll be right back. Okay, now this is the most nerve-wracking part of the trip, is the do I have everything in my possession part that I need for the match. What the f is that? Oh, it's a ladybug. All right, my dog, I know you harmless and all, but you gotta get the f on. All right, we begin the trek out to Mount Pleasant, Michigan at Black Creek Range for Axe Blackout. Actually, it'll stop and grab gas, and I guess about it, honestly. Make sure I'm connected on here. Make sure I'm navigating well. We got stuff going. This is what I'm playing. All right, that's enough of that. I don't want to get copyrighted. Ah! I think I severely underestimated the weather because it's a little chilly now. I can't lie. It is a little chilly. You probably can hear this wind picking up. That's probably going to be the biggest factor of this match is the amount of wind blowing through this area right now. But I'm having a fun time.
Welcome to Blackout 2025. Yes. You guys excited? Yeah. All right, we're going to start off like we always do with a good safety brief.
Now, I'm sure the quality of this is going to suck, but I told myself I was going to do this, so I'm going to do this. Now we get into the portion of me talking about the stages. So I was on squad 4. We started on stage 4, and these stages are pretty long. I probably won't actually do the playback before I show the stage, but I'm probably just going to walk through and show you what the stage was kind of like, and then my thought process while shooting the stage. So the stage right here, stage 4, is called Bang Bang. It's a typical, just another axe type of stage where you find your targets on your stage, you shoot them in a specific order, and make sure you don't expose yourself to targets. One of the issues I had with this stage was there was a 30 round count on like the actual paper, but one of the papers, like one of the targets, was on the ground, so it was actually 28 rounds. And in here you'll be able to see I'm overthinking all of this stuff right here, so I'll play it. So there was 3 targets in the back there. I'm gonna turn this down a little bit more so you can hear me better. There were 3 targets in the back there, 3 targets up front here, and then you went over to this right side, which was this wall here. Another target there, and then I double engaged this target because you could see it from back there on the left side, but I double engaged it again because why the hell not? Like I said, I was confused about the round count because I was counting for 30 and I couldn't find 30, so I just double engaged it just to be safe. Like maybe that was the one that I missed. This target to the left here, and then here, 1 target there, target in the far back, and then 2 targets up close. I think I engaged that target once again because that target there was actually the same target that you can see from the first port the first time. I was all over the place on this one stage. This is the first stage of the match, first time shooting in pitch black damn near, and nerves were getting to me pretty heavily. Last section here, targets here, target here, and then target in the far back, which I double engaged once again. I think I had 3 target double engaged sequence during this whole thing. That's a minimum of like 2 seconds each wasted on that stage. Placed 4th, 85 points, 12%. Could have did much better. It was nerve-wracking to get the first stage out of the way. I'll say that much though. All right, stage 5, which was in Extremis. It was a shoot house stage. So the thing about Black Creek Range is they have this shoot house where they have this 360 bay, and they built the shoot house right in the middle of the 360 bay. So there was nobody else allowed in that area besides you and the RO. It was a big shoot house that you just go into. You can shoot in any direction just as long as you understand where your RO is, and obviously don't point your firearm at the RO. That was the main rule of this whole thing. One stupid thing of me was, if you see right here, the timer didn't go off because I forgot to hit my camera on my glasses. So the timer went off, I hit my button on the glasses, and then I went into it pulling on the door when the door was to push forward. It's that way. I don't know, bro. 1 target up front, height over board fucked me up there. And all of this extra is just axe fashion. Hit corners, find your targets, shoot the targets as you see them. Obviously don't overexpose targets. I will say one thing about axe: it is painful to run these stages because you really want to run fast and just shoot stuff and blaze it down, but that's not part of the process of what axe is. Axe is supposed to be a tactical based match. You're supposed to treat this as if like you're clearing a house, when, you know, things can be said about having a light on in a house. it's a game, but it's also tactical based too. So we went over here. There was a lot of debate on how we should take this section here. Some people went to pistol right here, but I just took these 2 targets and then went to pistol. If you look to the right over here after I shoot these targets here, you had a very high chance of exposing yourself way too much to them. So a lot of people were trying to figure out the best way to pie this corner to not get an exposure call on it. It worked out in my favor because I didn't peek out too far with my pistol, but just another way of making sure I don't get these penalties racked up. A lot of people missed this target here because this bottom head box here is an available target to shoot. A lot of people just looked over it and just shot the top target. No hits on target is like 35 seconds. That's a lot to have on this stage. So you see I was 4th on this stage at 94.15. Most of the guys I think were in like a very close range of each other for not getting any penalty points. Then last target here in this little cubby here. And that's about it for the shoot house stage. Stage 1, the stage that I fucking was regretting. I knew from the jump that there would have been a 200-yard target on this stage. What I didn't know was there was 4 200-yard targets on the stage. And not only were there 4 200-yard targets, you had to shoot them from 3 different spots, making it 12 200-yard shots that you had to hit. I was not cut out for this at all. So you go over to the tank trap, there's a target, there's 2 targets at 50 yards, which are those 2 there. 2 targets at 100 yards, which is that one and that one. And then you have these 4 targets that are C-sized silhouettes. I hit one of them. Can't see a fucking thing. I hit one of them after saying I can't see a fucking. I'm gonna play back my commentary on this thing because I was upset about this whole thing. Come on, bro. I can't see a fucking thing, bro. Yeah. Got another hit, but I'm fighting for my fucking life. I don't know if you noticed here. I did this stupid ass thing. The issue I couldn't see the targets because all this smoke that's coming out in front of my light. I couldn't see the targets because it was blocking my optics. I don't know if you noticed here, but after I hit that
see a
one
fucking
shot,
thing, bro.
I came up and I blew I blew in front of my gun to try to clear the smoke. Yeah, whole bunch of shit going on this stage.
Going.
At that point I had to move and I went to these other 2 positions that we had, so it's kind of like a VTAC wall, but just 2 ports. Same thing, 2 targets at 50, 2 targets at 100. I was going to make an attempt to shoot these 400-yard targets again. I think I tried like twice.
I can't see shit.
Couldn't see a goddamn thing, so went over to the last port, hit my easy targets because I don't want to get misses on those easy targets. Which I actually, now that I think about it, I actually did fuck up and get a miss on that 100-yard target because the smoke was so bad in front of my face. So I got 2 hits on the 200-yard target on the left side, 1 hit on the 200-yard target on the right side, and then 100 seconds of penalties because each miss is a 10-second penalty. So that stage right there single-handedly ruined my first and second place of the match. And there's no one to blame but myself because honestly, I just suck at shooting long range. So now I know that I need to get better at shooting long range, but not only shooting long range in the fucking dark. I don't know how the fuck I'm gonna practice that. Stage 2, traffic. This stage was interesting to say the least because there was two options. So there was two things that you had to keep in mind. You couldn't move when your light was activated. You couldn't move your feet. Movement is described as moving your feet to a different position from where you're standing at. So you couldn't move your feet when your light was on, and you couldn't move your feet when the car lights was on. So I'll show you. I draw a pistol. We have 3 pistol steel here. So I'm standing still because my white light is on, but now all the lights are off. And you see this light here. This is coming from a photonic barrier, aka headlights on a car that they had set out as a prop. And if that light is on and you move, you end up getting penalties for it. I can't remember which penalty it is. I think it might be procedurals, 5-second penalties for every step taken. You had the potential to get a lot of points racked up on this, and I didn't want that to happen to me. So took the stage very slow, like painfully slow. Like I felt like I was in pain just waiting so long to move. Ended up throwing a miss, I think, on that second target in the door, because there's something about left hand shooting with the war comp that I don't like. I actually might take that war comp off because it's pushing the gases in the direction if I was shooting it right hand, but if I'm shooting it left hand, it's kind of like over adjust. It's hard to explain. Anybody with a war comp would know. It's hard to explain how it is though. Take the time to turn my light off, wait till that light goes off, and then book it to this corner. You can't see shit, but there is a corner here where the wall starts or the wall stops. You got targets here to shoot at. Try to finish that up before the light goes off, which I do. Excuse me, sorry. Fuck. And the last 2 targets here. Pretty straightforward. This stage was only frustrating because of the reason that you couldn't move during your lights being on. So it was interesting to say the least, but I think a lot of people was frustrated at that fact that like we're purposefully slowing ourselves down because of a rule on the stage. I don't know. It was a weird stage, but I had fun nonetheless. Stage 3, which was my last stage called Turf Toe, was the only stage that I had a super banger of a run. This stuff right here is the stuff that I strive at. It's mostly USPSA, and I ran it all pistol shooting. Still following the axe rules, obviously, but every target was close enough to where pistol only made much more sense than trying to shoot with your rifle. So on the buzzer, we're on our knees behind the car right now, so you'll see here. Stand up, engage this target here, engage that target. Steel in the back. Light goes off, or light goes back in the holster. We're grabbing my rifle currently. Moving over to the wall on the opposite side of the car. I racked around, but I pulled my pistol back out to shoot these targets. More targets here. And then last target array here. Went dry, had to do a quick reload. And then a couple of extra insurance shots. Nothing too crazy, nothing like I was going to ruin the stage win that I had, but I just wanted to make sure I got some insurance shots on those targets because I didn't know if I had some into a hardcover or not. But yeah, those were the stages of Axe Blackout. If you made it this far in the video, first off, I want to say thank you for watching the entire video. And if you skipped here, thanks for watching the video anyway. I want to say thank you to all the guys out at Axe and out at Black Creek Range for putting this match on once again. And also thank you to all the sponsors that helped put on the match again. Once again, if you looked at those sponsors in the beginning, seen anybody that actually you may have heard of before, or if you haven't heard of them before, definitely check them out. Like I said, I'll try to link most of the Instagrams down below for all the companies that gave some sort of sponsorship or something towards the match, but none of that stuff would have been done without the sponsor. So if you guys can take a second to thank those guys and patronize them for whatever they might have, we'd really appreciate it. I had a great time out at Blackout E3. Next year, I'm going to come a little bit more prepared, hopefully learning how to shoot this LPVO that I just got and be able to take shots out to 200 yards consistently. That's just, you know, it's a skill of mine that I need to work on. So working on that skill will definitely be one of the main priorities this upcoming summer. I'm looking forward to the match next year. Hopefully they put on the same match next year, which I think they might be doing. If you're somewhere in the Mount Pleasant area or in Michigan and are interested in the match, check out the practice score. Axe holds a monthly match every month out at Battle Creek, but they host at least one yearly blackout match up at Black Creek Range at least once a year. So check those out. If you guys go, hopefully I'll see you guys there. I want to once again apologize for having such a lackluster vlog. I am looking to get a cameraman or something of some sort to hopefully go around with me to matches so I can get more footage. But until then, I'm just a one-man show and I can only do so much at a time. So with that being said, I really appreciate you guys for watching this entire video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.